Welcome to People Profiles. Today, we're diving into the life of one of the most powerful and celebrated pharaohs of ancient Egypt, Ramesses the Great. But before we begin, if you're new to the channel, take a moment to hit the subscribe button for more captivating stories and biographies featuring remarkable people, from the past up to the present. Ramesses II, Ramesses the Great. Ramesses II, widely known as Ramesses the Great, was one of the most powerful and celebrated pharaohs of ancient Egypt. He ruled during the 19th Dynasty of the New Kingdom from approximately 1279 to 1213 BC, a reign that lasted 66 years, one of the longest in Egyptian history. His rule marked a period of military strength, monumental architecture, political diplomacy, and cultural prosperity. Ramesses II was born around 1303 BC to Pharaoh Seti I and Queen Tuya. From a young age, he was groomed for leadership. At about 14 years old, he was appointed Prince Regent and began accompanying his father on military campaigns. These early experiences shaped him into a skilled warrior and strategist. When Seti I died, Ramesses ascended the throne as the third pharaoh of the 19th dynasty. Like other Egyptian rulers, he adopted a throne name, Usermater Setipenra, meaning the justice of Ra is powerful, chosen of Ra, emphasizing his divine authority. Ramesses II is most famous for his military expeditions, particularly against the powerful Hittite Empire. His most notable campaign was the Battle of Kadesh, fought around 1274 BC against the forces of Muwaddali II. The battle, which took place near the Orontes River in modern-day Syria, is one of the best documented conflicts of the ancient world. Ramesses nearly suffered defeat due to misinformation and ambush, but he personally rallied his troops and managed to push back the Hittites. Though the outcome was likely a stalemate, Egyptian records portrayed it as a heroic victory. Years later, Ramesses II signed what is considered the world's first known peace treaty with the Hittites under Hattusili III. This treaty established diplomatic relations and even led to a royal marriage between Ramesses and a Hittite princess, strengthening peace between the two empires. Ramesses II was one of Egypt's greatest builders. He sought to immortalize his legacy through vast construction projects across the kingdom. Among his most famous monuments are the temples of Abu Simbel, carved directly into cliffs in Nubia. The massive statues at the entrance depict Ramesses seated in divine majesty. The Ramesseum, his mortuary temple near Thebes. Additions and expansions to the temples at Karnak and Luxor Temple. The capital city of Ramesses in the Nile Delta, which became a thriving political and military center. His statues and cartouches were placed throughout Egypt, often replacing or overshadowing monuments of earlier rulers. Through architecture and art, Ramesses carefully crafted an image of divine kingship and eternal glory. Ramesses II had a remarkably large family. He is believed to have had over 100 children with multiple wives and concubines. His chief queen was Nefertari, whom he deeply honored. He built a magnificent temple for her at Abu Simbel and an elaborately decorated tomb in the Valley of the Queens. Another important wife was Isetnofret. Many of his sons held high-ranking military and administrative positions, though several died before him due to his exceptionally long reign. Ramesses II ruled Egypt into his 90s, an extraordinary age for the ancient world. In his later years, he suffered from arthritis and dental problems, as revealed by modern examinations of his mummy. He died around 1213 BC and was initially buried in the Valley of the Kings. His tomb, KV7, was later looted, and his mummy was moved by priests for protection. Today, his mummy is preserved and displayed at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization in Cairo. Ramesses II's reign represented the height of Egypt's imperial power. Through military campaigns, diplomacy, monumental architecture, and effective administration, he ensured Egypt's stability and prominence in the ancient Near East. Later generations remembered him as Ramesses the Great, a title rarely granted in antiquity. Some scholars even associate him with the biblical pharaoh of the Exodus, though this remains debated. His enduring monuments, colossal statues, and inscriptions continue to testify to his ambition and vision. More than 3,000 years after his death, Ramesses II remains one of the most iconic figures of ancient Egyptian civilization, a ruler who shaped history and secured an immortal legacy in stone.